Hey everyone, welcome to my kitchen. We're going to do a video today talking about law of sines. Now, last time we worked on law of sines, we were talking about just solving a triangle. Like they just draw a triangle, here's some measures, find the ones we're missing. What we're going to look at today is solving a triangle in a story problem. So we know the law of sines says if you have A over the sine of A, that's equal to B over the sine of B, which is equal to C over the sine of C. The lowercase letters refer to the side lengths of a triangle. The uppercase letters refer to the angles of a triangle. And what's more important than that is that the angles and sides opposite one another have the same letters. So angle A is opposite side A, angle B is opposite side B, angle C is opposite side C. Okay, so now we have what this works best for. Now, depending on how the information is given to us, we may or may not be able to solve that triangle. So we need to pay close attention to what is the setup for that triangle? Is it angle, angle, side, angle, side, angle, or side, side, angle? Now, side, side, angle is one that the law of sines works for, but it's what's called the ambiguous case of the law of sines. So we're going to try to avoid this for right now. We might come back to it if we have time. Okay, so for right now, don't worry about side, side, angle. Think about angle, angle, side, and angle, side, angle. If it's either of those two setups, law of sines is going to work very well for us. So here's how we apply the law of sines. First off, always read the story. Okay, read that story very carefully. Once you've read that story, then what you're going to do is you're going to imagine it. I know this might be very difficult for you, considering everything's video these days. Case in point, here we are. But now I want you to imagine that you're reading this story and really try to picture what's going on. Okay, find the triangle. Somewhere in that story, there's a triangle. Sometimes it's going to be a little more clear than others. Once you find that triangle, draw and label. Okay, and that labeling part is super important. Label that triangle very, very clearly with your A's, your B's, and your C's. Then, finally, set up the equation and solve it. Okay? So, read it carefully. Imagine, find that triangle. Where's the triangle in the story? Draw and label it, set up the equation, solve it. So let's look closely at this story and bring you guys closer to it. And there we go. A surveyor on a boat at point A is looking at point B on one side of the river and point C on the other side. He finds the measure of angle BAC to be 13 degrees. He finds the measure of angle ABC to be 97 degrees. And the distance from A to B is approximately 75 feet. How far is it across the river to the nearest foot? So we're going to round to the nearest whole number here. That's what they're asking us to do. So we read this story. First off, we've got a guy on a boat. Okay, this guy on the boat is looking from one side of the river to the other side. He's measuring that angle across that river to those two different sides of the river. And he knows the distance from him to one side of that river is a certain value. So we're going to sketch the picture. Okay, so here's the river. And we got grass on either side. All right, and then we got Mr. Riverboat Captain. Okay, so there's your riverboat. Doesn't really. There we go. All right. So there's the boat on the river, and he is at point A. So this boat, that's A. Now, he's looking at point B on one side of the river. So here's point B, and point C on the other side of the river. So here's point C. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is your triangle. Right there. Okay, so we have triangle ABC. I'll tell you what, I'm going to sketch that all by itself right here. Here's A, here's B, and here's C. No river, no extra stuff, just those points on that triangle. Now, he measures, let's see, he finds the measure of angle BAC. So B to A to C is 13 degrees. So put 13 right here. 13 degrees, that looks like another B for you guys. Okay, there's 13 degrees. He measures angle ABC, so A to B to C. He finds that that is 97 degrees. So we label that as 97 degrees. And he estimates the distance from A to B is going to be 75 feet. Okay, now what we're looking for is the distance across the river from B to C. That's this. This is what we're trying to find. Okay, so that's going to be side A. We have side C. We have angle A. We have angle B. So the setup that we have here is angle, side, angle. Okay, angle, side, angle is one of the setups that this will work for. So we'll get our equation set up. So I need a pair of opposite measures, at least one pair of opposite measures. So what I need is angle C. So that's the first thing I've got to find here, is the measure of angle C. If you have two sides or two angles of a triangle, it's always best to find that third angle first. And the reason that's so easy to find is because angle C is going to be 180 degrees minus the other two. So 180 minus angle B is 97 degrees plus 13 degrees. So that's 180 degrees minus 110 degrees, means that the measure of angle C is going to be 70 degrees. Okay, now we've got the measure of angle C, so put that on here, 70 degrees. So we've got a pair of opposite measures, and now we want to find side A. So I can say A over the sine of angle A, which is 13 degrees, is going to be equal to side C, which is 75, over the sine of angle C, which is 97 degrees. Jeez. Okay, now to solve this, we're going to cross multiply. Now we could cross multiply, but there's actually a little bit of a shortcut here. Okay, A is what we're looking for, and A is being divided by the sine of 13 degrees. So rather than cross multiply, why don't we just solve for A directly? So just multiply both sides of this equation by the sine of 13 degrees. Okay, these signs cancel. A is all by itself, and it's going to be equal to 75 times the sine of 13 degrees divided by the sine of 97 degrees. Okay, now I'm going to take the calculator app on my phone. Okay, it's called WabbitEmu. If you have an Android app or Android phone, WabbitEmu does this. If you have an Apple phone, Calculator X does the same thing. They're both free. All right, so I want to do 75 times the sine of 13 degrees divided by the sine of 97 degrees. Okay, and I'm going to go back and check and make sure I typed in everything correctly. So first, a close look. We got 75 times the sine of 13 divided by the sine of 97. Okay, so we're all set. Now, one thing that we want to check before we press any buttons with sine and cosine, I want to press this button here. It says mode. Okay, and make sure down here that we are in degree mode. If you're not in degree mode, it's going to give you a different answer, and you're not going to know, okay, until you press the equal sign. So we're in degree mode. So when we get out of here, press second, quit. Okay, it'll take us back to the screen where we were typing. Press equals, and we get 16.998. Now it says to the nearest foot, so we can say that A is approximately equal to 17 feet. 17 feet. And there we go. All right, so when you're dealing with story problems, read the story very, very carefully. Go back through and imagine what's going on in the story. Find the triangle. Sketch a detailed picture and then come back to a simplified triangle if you need to. Find the pieces that you need. A lot of times the best thing that you can do is find that third angle on the triangle first and then go through and find the rest. Once you have a pair of opposite measures, okay, we have angle C and side C, then we can go back and we can find any other measure that we need to on that triangle. Okay? All right, guys, there's going to be a short assignment for this also posted through Teams. If you have any questions, you can hit me through email. You can comment on the assignment. There's also going to be one question like this on that quiz on Friday. All right, guys, if you have any questions, get me with the email. One more time for you. That's Henninger, m@bb-sd.com. Okay? All right, guys, talk to you then.